Ano ai kako, aloha, oau o Kalani. Aloha, and welcome to my reflection video. My name is Kalani Solar. I'm a graduate candidate in the Boise State EdTech Master's Program 2013. I am a Hawaii boy, born and raised. Spent a little bit of my early college career in California, where I attended a JC playing volleyball. Returning to Hawaii to finish my undergraduate degree in Hawaiian Studies and Hawaiian Language. I began teaching at a Hawaiian immersion school where the medium of teaching and learning was in Hawaiian. I've been with Kamehameha Schools as a Hawaiian language teacher now for the past 10 years. Very early on, I found a knack for utilizing technology, but it wasn't to the point where I really understood how to make use of the technology to help enhance the learning, which led me to Boise State. The skills that I have now built on and gained, the philosophies and the theories that I have gotten from Boise State is going to benefit me so greatly, and it's going to help me to further my goals of building more online Hawaiian language courses. In attaining my master's degree along with a online teaching certificate, my goal is to make credible, equitable Hawaiian language courses that can be counted as high school graduation requirements. What I have for you is a compilation of videos that showcases some of the work and projects that I've done in other classes. I hope that you enjoy these videos, and I hope that you find them useful. And I'll see you at the conclusion of this video. Aloha!
For my first piece of evidence, here's a tool that was used in EdTech 506, in which I then integrated into my own classroom. In 506, we were tweeting about different forms of communication and different ways in which media was used to convey messages. What I then did was take the Twitter and incorporate that into my classroom for my students to do weekly assignments, long break assignments, in where if they were going somewhere or traveling, they would tweet about it, places they visited, things they had done. What I like about Twitter is that it provides support for the Hawaiian font. As a teacher, it's always really good to see use and value in a tool. And for this, it allowed my students to practice their Hawaiian in a social media form using Twitter. For my EdTech 521 class, I created a synchronous meeting with my student, and we utilized a web-based site in order to conduct this video conference lesson. What was really good about this is that because I teach a language, it's important to have the speaking and the hearing. Unfortunately, I could see my student, but my student could not see me. We couldn't get the visual to work on her side, but I could see her. The audio is okay. I think what was more important about this is that this allows a language to be taught and learned in an online environment, and it validates itself, because if a student is having questions or concerns about a lesson or anything that pertains to the course, we can do it in somewhat of an intimate setting, one-on-one. I'm going to play a short clip of this interaction between my student and I, and then I'll let it run as I continue to speak more about this experience. Ia keiki ka muli loa. So, hea hako manao, what do you think muli loa? Hea hako manao muli loa?
The youngest.
Okay, the youngest child. Okay, now, like the kahiapo, keia keiki he kaikunane. Hea hako manao kaikunane?
A brother to a sister.
Ai, my kai, brother to a sister. Okay, and as well, okeia keiki ke keiki kane. So if you can recall, how come not o keiki kane?
A son.
Okay, my kai, a son. Okay, so I'm gonna let the video keep playing, and I think what was very important to realize is that teaching a language, it is, different skill sets that are necessary in order to achieve certain goals. And part of that is the listening and the speaking. And so when questioned about its validity in use of putting a language course online, this is very much evidence that this could possibly, um, be a viable alternative to an face-to-face course. What's also good about this is that these are free sites. Optimally, I think I would have liked to have used Adobe Connect, um, but then again, you have certain concerns with regards to the operating system. If you're using a PC versus a Mac, if you have the software available, there could be costs incurred. This is a strong tool that can be utilized in many different ways to conduct online courses. Here's a project for our EdTech 502 class that I'm really proud of, and this was our virtual field trip. Like a lot of the projects that are assigned to us in the different courses, I try to keep it as close to home as possible and as close to Hawaii as possible. For this project, I took a field trip tour of our campus. Kapalama, or Kamehameha School's Kapalama, sits on a mountainside, as you can see in this picture here. It's a very big campus. It extends itself over 300 plus acres. We have students who come from the outer islands and board at the school. This school is a very big campus, and my focus was on the high school in which I teach. What I learned from this after completing is more about how to design web pages, how to use CSS coding, um, researching other websites for ideas on look, on using other available codes that are for use on the web. I also learned how to use more of the Photoshop or the fireworks in creating this banner. I also was able to learn how to embed documents and as well as audio. And here's a song famous for Kamehameha, in which I use as a part of my virtual field trip. When doing this project, I took a day and I drove throughout the campus taking various pictures. I then researched some of the buildings for the pictures in which I took and found some information and provided this information. On the homepage, there's a document that I had my students download and then go and do some research about the school that they attend. What I also found was that there was a virtual field trip in place that Kamehameha did put together, and I think what I did was actually expand this more intimately and be able to utilize the resources that were already in place. Here's a video of the campus in which I took or made a link to, and so that we can see the different areas in the campus or around the campus. Here's one of our upper campus, and here's one of the inside of our library or our resource center. What I really enjoyed about this when I completed it is that knowing that I was able to take all the different tools that I learned from the class, and now I can utilize it more and incorporate that into my skill set, and allowing this type of field trip to take place for those who are interested in the school or learning more about the school or possibly applying to the school and taking a tour of the school in which they'd like to attend. For my final piece of evidence, this is a project in which I created in EdTech 511. This is my final, and this was using Flash to provide content to students. And like all my other projects, what I try and do is take the content or the curriculum that I use in my course, and I try and make it as a part of my projects. And so for this one, the students are learning about the islands. I was very happy that Flash supports, the Hawaiian diacritical marks, and we can learn about these specific channels and content associated that the student would need to learn. I also created a practice page for a pseudo quiz. And so the idea is that I am able to utilize Flash and provide the content that normally would be disseminated in a course, and give it to the students at their own time, their own pace, in which they are responsible to learn. And when they're ready to take a quiz that would be a part of the course in the class, they would go ahead and click on the quiz button, which would then take them to the blackboard, in which they would then be counted as a quiz for the course.
Well, this brings me to the conclusion of my video. I hope you enjoyed some of the artifacts that I shared with you during my time with Boise State. I'm reminded of an olelo no'iau, or Hawaiian proverb, which says, "O ke kahua mamua, mahope ke kukulu." First the foundation, then you can build. It was very important for me to get a solid foundation on building my educational technology capacity, skills, philosophies, and theories before I can really start to begin building more of my Hawaiian language courses that I hope to achieve in my near future. If you're ever in Hawaii, please drop me a line. Me ke aloha no aloha a hui ho. Aloha.
Isa leo na he o ke kupuna kane e ole lo